Thank you for covering it up. And I guess the name is little bit scary. So good afternoon, everyone. And as we say, it's Namo Bangalore. Okay, so my topic is basically as an abstract that will help you as a calculator or as a tool, especially for DBAs. So just to understand more about the audience, I just need to know if any DBAs are in the crowd. Can you just raise your hand? Yeah, it will helpful for you as well. Because as this is an abstract and this can be integrated with software as a service, a monitoring tool and anything. So I'll try to keep it as simple as possible. Okay, so we'll move ahead. First of all, let me introduce myself. So my name is Yugank and it's been 9+ years in the database profession and I have expertise in cloud databases, especially DBA, currently working with Brightly Software, a Siemens company. And I have proficiency in automating the tasks, especially for the DBA to dull down the load for my colleagues. So I have worked for a few companies. I started my career with IBM, and from where I got the sense how exactly the databases works and what is the mechanism behind it. And especially I have worked on on-premises database. I started my career as an on-premises database administrator. Then I moved to Gartner. And in Gartner, I have an opportunity to learn more about the cloud aspects. And then I moved to Brightly, and currently I'm working as an individual contributor. So next slide is, so this is the agenda for today. We need to first understand what exactly the post-mortem analysis in database is. We can say manual, because it's a very old technique which usually we use as a DBA. And then we need to understand the need for AI in database performance and why now, right? We'll cover up one more, we can say a statement over here that people usually say that AI gonna replace DBAs, but from my perspective, it will not, okay? Then the third is the AI-assisted post-mortem analysis workflow. We'll understand about it. Then we'll understand about the Postgres performance bottlenecks. Then we'll check for the, yep.
So now we have Deepak Mantu from Data Cloud is consulting.
Okay.
And he's speaking on accelerating the PGConf code conversion on migration from
No worries.
Please welcome.
So we need to learn about the hacking of presentations as well in between. Yeah. So I'll wait for 2 minutes, then I'll start again.
And thank you very much for my talk. It's finally on migrating to Postgres when it comes to our different databases like Oracle and SQL. And all of those migrations always very important.
Start again, and sorry Deepak, you will not be speaking again from here. So I'll start from the agenda. So as I was saying, we'll start from the very manual post-mortem analysis underview, that what exactly it is. Then we'll understand the need for it. Then we'll understand how AI-assisted post-mortem analysis workflow looks like. Then we'll start the Postgres performance bottleneck. We'll talk about it. We'll introduce the AI analyst about the architecture and its capabilities. Then we'll move ahead with the data collection and the feature, what exactly the AI-driven insights looks like. And then we'll talk about the anomaly detection with AI. We'll move ahead with the predictive optimization, tools and technologies for AI-assisted analysis. Then we'll learn about the AI-powered performance, Postgres performance boost. Then we'll see about its efficiency. And I'll keep this session more interactive by introducing a demo as well. So I'll just quickly cover up all the theory topic. I'll show you a small demo. It's a very basic demo in which I took a Postgres RDS, right? I'll create a pseudo blocking in the instance. And then I'll show you a tool that is SQL.ai. It's an open source tool through which I can talk to AI and ask that, is there any kind of blocking in your system? Then it will show me what exactly is happening at my database. So I'll quickly cover up that demo. Then we'll go ahead with the conclusions. And I'll take up all the questions at the last so that we'll spend more time on understanding each other. Okay? So let's move forward with it. So let's start what exactly the post-mortem analysis in databases. It looks scary, the word is scary, but it's not. Actually in database, as a DBA, all the companies have an intention, or you can say expectation, that we should make our database more reliable, scalable, and you can say the performance should be accurate. But usually we face a lot of day-to-day activities in which we face the bottleneck issues, performance issues, right? So this particular analysis help us to understand what exactly is happening in our database so that we can check it more proactively rather than reactive, right? So it's divided into 3 stages. First is incident review. So first of all, we need to understand what exactly has happened in our database, what caused the system health downgrade, and what exactly we need to document it related to what exactly had happened to that particular incident. Then we need to move to the performance gaps. We need to identify if the CPU's utilization is high, then what all parameters were there at that time when the issue has happened. Then we need to have the list down the performance gaps. Then we need to work on those optimization, right? It's more over like a SDLC only, but in terms of database performance, we divided these particular post-mortem analysis into these 3 parts. It's simple, right? Now, the question arises why there is a need of AI in database performance, and why now? Why we all are talking, right? I do respect all the companies. They are doing a fabulous job introducing AI in their product, which will definitely gonna help the companies and all the people sitting on the back side, that is back end, front end, both will gonna help with these kind of AI introduction. But why there is a need for this? Because of the growing data volumes. Right now we can say that we are utilizing and consuming so much of data volumes, so it becoming very serious for us to adapt it. Then the second thing is the complex system. The moment we are introducing the D3JS, we are introducing all the complex graph and query within the database, and our expectation from that particular product is show us the complexity. The complex systems are also increasing day by day. And as the growing data volumes and complex system are increasing, the speed, right? Need for speed is also increasing. Our patience are getting low. We used to use 2G whenever a web page used to cover up slowly, we used to think that this much is the speed of the internet, but now 5G is also not sufficient for us, right? Next is how AI-assisted post-mortem analysis workflow looks like. So it's a simple thing, it's a simple thing taken from the manual information as well, the data collection, right? So we need to first of all gather the data systematically. As a manual DBA or as a person who is doing the analysis on any kind of issues or any kind of problem, we usually see that we have taken down the timestamp. After taking down this timestamp, we need to gather the information from the different kind of areas, right? But when we automate it, right, when we ask the AI to do it systematically for us, right? Then AI analysis, we all know, is much more faster than human, right? It helps us to analyze the error logs, which are more in sizes, bulky logs, to analyze and give you the result in smaller components. Then these are root cause navigation. So we basically, root cause investigation is much more easier for a person using an AI, or AI is doing it because it can collate and understand the error logs very easily as compared to human. Now the implementation and optimization is the 4th step, so in which it implement the root cause analysis. It tells you, okay, this is the RCA, you need to work on it, you need to work better so that your database can, or the system can be improved, right? Next is, I have taken this particular slide just to make understand, because it is very basic, but it will help for a person who is just step into a field of DBA or just understanding about the Postgres. So it will help us to understand what exactly the performance bottlenecks are in a database or especially in Postgres, right? So we encounter these kind of issues like slow queries, lock contention, resource limits, disk and I/O. So slow queries are those inefficient queries that are running in particular database and are not so much adequate and performing very slow, which Postgres especially help us by analyzing the plan, right? Next, second is lock contention. So excessive lock mechanism, it creates a bottleneck within the particular database. So we say that the lock contention has happened, due to which our particular database is performing slow. Now, the third is the resource limits. So, when we say that our database has insufficient memory, it simply means that there are some resource utilization over the database for which our database particularly is inefficient, right? It's not able to handle those, right? Now, the fourth thing is I kept it separately disk IO apart from compute, because disk IO is something which we can use as a shredding, or we can divide into different parts. So disk IO can also help, is also there for a slow disk IO operation, can also cause issues in the performance of the Postgres database. Now, when an AI analyst is introduced in a particular system, what exactly the architecture and capability looks like, it looks for the anomaly detection. What exactly it detects for the unusual patterns that are there in the database. Then it works on the root cause analysis to drill down and just to check that if it has shared you some kind of RCA, then in that case, those 4 to 5 parameters can be improved, which can help to increase the performance of a database. Then the optimization recommendation is also given to a particular system. Next is how the data collection and feature engineering for AI-driven insights looks like. So, as we talked about the log data, it collects those, and the matrices, query data, and system stack. So, basically AI, when we say that it collects the data systematically, it collects these data, right, which will help us to introduce the logs, which will help us to improve the performance, which can be drilled down by these kind of parameters. Yeah. When we say anomaly detection with AI, what exactly it does, it like if your CPU is performing slow and you have seen that it happened because of the bottleneck of your CPUs, then the AI algorithms, it can be any LLM. LLM can be used, whether you use it from AWS, whether you use your in-house, you train your particular AI model, it depends on you, because it depends on the criticality of the application, and it depends on the purpose of that particular database. It might be a bank database, then in that case your data should not be, or you can say usually data is not getting exposed to anyone, but they don't allow an agent to install on their particular system. So it depends. So I just previously said that it's an abstract, so it depends how you are training your particular model or utilizing someone. So it basically check for this CPU usage, right? Then it's check for the memory usage monitoring, and on the basis of that, it helps and creates a pattern, right? It follows a pattern, it learns like, okay, this particular time from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. EST, every day my database getting slower because of the load, some kind of load, whether reported or not reported, but it's causing some kind of contention. So it understands for the pattern recognition, which is not usually available, or you can say that which is usually available in the monitoring tool, but it's not easy for a DBA to look every day, right? But if you have someone at your back which is continuously analyzing a database, its performance, its working, and giving you the data, if giving you the report or a data or an alert at the end of the day or on the before the incident, it will help a lot for the DBA to understand and to rectify it, right? Next is predictive optimization, basically proactive tuning, how it works. So it works by analyzing the trends that we talked. It helps by doing the predictive issues, understanding the already done issues, or understanding the recommended tuning as well. So these 3 trends are there, which helps the AI to perform better than a human intervention or a human methods. And how AI, how AI does it, it does it because of some of the dependent tools, or you can say a toolbox of our AI. So basically we need to have some kind of monitoring and data collection, which can be achieved by some kind of monitoring tool, right? And you will see in the future, because this is the future, you will see in the future, some of the tools like Datadog, SentryOne, or any other tools will gonna introduce this Gen AI or AI capabilities within the monitoring tool itself, right? Like Microsoft has introduced SSMS with Copilot, right? So definitely monitoring tool will also come up with the AI. Now, the second thing is how AI and ML frameworks works. So to design an LLM, basically they have different kind of, you can say predefined notebooks or predefined structures, which is currently available in LSTM and PyTorch, right? So we are utilizing it, and AWS provides us in a form of, you can say, a service that is Bedrock, in which you can utilize the DeepSeek, ChatGPT, anything, and you can do the analysis. Now, visualization tools, Grafana is one of the best, right? You can use this to visualize this. So at the back end, these frameworks will integrate with the monitoring tool and show you the visualization, right? And the integration platform will be anything, right? I have just given an example of Apache Kafka, which process the 100K plus processor. So it can be anything, right? So these are the dependencies which needed for an AI to properly work. So it's a case study basically. I cannot name the e-commerce company, but it's a success story for them. They are facing a high traffic volume, and which causing the customer dissatisfaction and the lost revenue, right? So how they introduce AI and they help them to execution time decrease by 50%, right? So what they did, the very first is AI analysis as per the workflow. So the AI powered analysis helped them to define that what exactly is causing in their overall bottleneck, right? What all the anomalies are there, which is causing the specific query to performing very slow and consuming a lot of resources. Then the optimization, after getting that analysis, then they worked on the optimization. After working on the optimization, they found it that if they work with the work underscore memory and shared underscore buffer, these are the two settings available in PG, which can be adjusted to better utilize the available server resources. So to get on this third point, they first of all need to do the analysis with the AI, because why have they introduced the AI? Because of the high traffic volume, the log sizes are huge, right? And for a human to understand those huge logs and memories, you can say systematically was not possible, right? When you go and check for a particular timestamp on any kind of tool without AI, you usually see that there is a pattern, or you can see there is a red line showing you that your memory is increasing, your disk IO is increasing. When you click on that, you get the queries which are performing slow, right? But many a times, which I have observed, when you go and drill down on that particular query and check for the last 30 executions, you found out that the query plan has changed in the last weekend after the maintenance. So exactly these things needs to be drilled down, and it can be done for a 1 query, 2 query, 20 queries, but to analyze it for high execution means 100,000 plus execution at a time. AI will help us as a tool to analyze it. Then to understand the optimization, to relate the pattern and show us okay, so you can tune these parameters and you can help us to get the better utilization ever. Next is the revolution which is going to come, and it has increased a lot of efficiency with this AI-driven optimization approach, is the initial implementation is there. You need to go ahead with the system deployment, and then you need to work on the predictive analytics integration so that you can get the measured result. Yesterday only I have conversed many companies over here, and I asked them personally, okay, I am presenting a talk on this, and this is just an abstract from my side. I am not aware that how exactly you are using AI in your particular product, but they told me the same thing. So it's a proactive model which needs some kind of training. So the more you will use, the more it will understand, right? Because currently if we paste any kind of query in ChatGPT, we do it a multiple execution, we usually see the correct pattern, the correct results are always not there, right? Because it was not that particularly trained in the database field. So if we have a model, if we have a dedicated model that is totally, you can say, directed or trained in a particular database parameters, then it will give you the best results as compared to the normal models, normal GPT models or any other AI-driven models. Sure. So I have created this small demo in which I'll use PGadmin as a front-end tool, in which I'll create a simple blocking, right? After creating the blocking, we'll go on the SQL.ai, we'll insert some kind of normal text to understand what exactly is happening in our database. Then we'll run that particular query given by the AI in that particular database, just to understand what exactly is happening and what all queries are performing slow and causing blocking in that particular system. So I'll just start with it. It's difficult, but to show here, let me start. Is my screen visible, right? Perfect, yeah. So if I take this particular window, so it's simple. I have created a advisory log on this, right? And giving some kind of a minute timeout over there. So I'll just try to run this, right? Let me continue. If I check, it's in progress. Yeah. Then I'll do a select on some table, okay? Doing a select, let me do it, right? This is a query, famous query, in which we can understand what exactly is getting blocked. So I'll run this as well. Yeah, we can see that it required an advisory lock on that particular database, right? Let me go back to, right. So it's a SQL AI.ai is an open source platform, right? I have attached a data source in it, which is Postgres database. I have used RDS, AWS RDS database into it, right? You can add the data source over here. Then you can go ahead. If I am a layman, I don't know anything about database, how this SQL works or anything works, I'll just definitely ask that any blocking in my database, I'll just select the data source which I have added. I'll generate the query. Yeah. It has shown me a query which a layman who is not a DBA can run it in a particular form. Let me run this. It gives you an option to run that particular query as well. So I'm just running that query. You must have connected. Okay, I'll just go and connect to it. It's really difficult to use this. Okay. I'll just choose the database. On this database, Adventure works. I'll just click on run query. Yeah, so this is exactly which has given me, so these are the queries which is blocked, right? This is the SP ID which is getting blocked, and this is exactly what is causing the issue. So if I just copy this query, go on to the next part is dashboard. I go on to optimize it. Click here. Your query can be anything. It's just a simple query, but it will help. It will show you some kind of results related how you can optimize it. It's a simple select one, but it can be done for any insert, update, delete command as well, so that it can help you to understand what exactly is utilizing over there, right? It's getting slow. Till it done, let me show you one more thing. So it shows you some kind of suggestions. For this, it shows you like this. You can remove the unnecessary advisory log call, right, which is expected. It shows you, can you please replace select star with some kind of expected column list, right? Then it shows you, can you please include a limit clause so that the full database retrieval is not needed. So it's just a simple, you can say a select query. These three optimization can be done on a particular query, and it can be done on any kind of query which you can use. So it's an open source, you can use it, right? Then I can just quickly brief you what exactly these platform can do. So it can help you to generate a SQL query. It can help you to optimize it, fix your query, format it, simplify it, generate the database indexes as well, and the explain query. But I'll repeat the sentence, it totally depends on you, right? If you are using some kind of client data or some kind of financial data and a critical application, you cannot use this because it depends on how your production system works, right? But on lower environment, while doing the load testing, we can utilize all these things as a calculator. So when calculator was introduced, right, all the mathematicians at that time was you can not in favor of introducing it to a child or a kid who is learning in a school, right? But it helped out to be as a calculator, as a tool for us to doing the multiple and complex calculations. So from my side, using AI is just will act as a toolbox for you to doing and performing the complex system issues or handling the complex issues, performance tuning, right? So let's get back to the presentation. Where the hell is this? Yeah. So basically we have seen that first of all we have created a blocking transaction in which we initiated a transaction. Then we have created a block transaction as well in this step 2. Then we have observed the blocking, and PG stat activity is viewed to observe the blocking. These are the steps. I'll include the GitHub link as well in the PPT so that it will be easy for you to understand it later. Now the conclusion, like if we conclude this particular thing, like how we can conclude the key takeaways and a call to action so that we can use AI as a performance enhancement, we can say that AI assisted analysis is a game changer in future. It will definitely help you to analyze the query, to analyze the platform much more better as compared to human, right? The second thing is DBAs reduce manual effort. Day-to-day activities, when a DBA is involving and closing that Zira every day on the management pressure, on the manager's pressure, then it will help us to reduce our manual efforts, right? Just to analyze someone, if someone is there to analyze something on your back, it will be helpful, right? Proactive management is critical always, right? So it will act as a proactive approach for you, right? The call to action will be, you can start experimenting with using the models, right? You can use the model of your own, right? You can use Bedrock as well. We have some free credits on the AWS which we can utilize. We can use the ChatGPT manual models as well. Many companies had introduced their own ChatGPT models in which the inline data or any PIL data which not to be done on the GPT, which can be introduced. The second thing, we can integrate into a performance workflow. So we can incorporate AI-driven insights and recommendations to our existing monitoring performance, and we can reduce the cost as well as the performance. The second thing, these are the references from which I took this PPT. And now I'll take up the questions if anyone has. Yep. Any questions? Previous slide, yeah. This one? Okay, thank you. And if you have any discussion needs to be made, I'm available here after the presentation. We'll discuss more on this. So thank you. You can connect me with on LinkedIn with the same name. And thank you so much for coming. Thank you.